All right, Jason, we're talking first-time buyers, building your team. We'll talk to clients or people who haven't bought a home before, and a common thing they'll say is like, how do I get started? Who do I need? How do I pick them? What's important? I think that, a couple things that come to mind for me are local. Real estate is local. Real estate is local. That's really important. That means that the people on the ground in the area that you're looking are going to know the area better. They're going to have relationships between the lenders, the attorneys, the realtors. They're going to know the area intimately. Even if now say they're not quite living in that exact area geographically, we're still talking about, do they do a lot of work in that area? Do they know that area? Is their brand recognized as a trusted brand in that area? I think that's super important. So those are things that come to mind for me when building that team. It's really the mortgage person, the realtor. Do you connect with them well? Do they get back to you quickly? Are they trusted? Is their brand name trusted in the area? Has someone referred you to them? And do they answer your questions concisely? Those are things that come to mind for me. What jumps in for you?
A couple of things. I mean, there's a team of people that are going to be helping you, whether it is your first house or even a second house, right? So a lot of times it might be years in between. But for me, it's don't be afraid to ask. Make a list of questions, and don't be afraid to ask the questions. Just because the mortgage person or the realtor is a quote unquote professional in their industry, you want to interview some folks and make sure that, like you said, you line up with the right person who fits your personality, but also you feel that really is going to have your back when it comes time to negotiate, get the best deal, be available when you have questions. So it might take going through a couple people to find that person that you really feel like you bond with and you can trust. More so even on the real estate side, don't rush into it, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. Don't just sit at your kitchen table looking online for that house and then call the listing agent for that property, right? Work with the mortgage person, get a good referral to a local real estate agent who you like and trust, and have a buyer agent represent you. It generally does not cost you anything to have a buyer agent represent you. And then therefore, now you've got the opportunity to negotiate through them rather than with a listing agent who is representing the seller. So it's good to have people in your corner to support you. In addition, a financial planner, insurance, people who can manage some of these other aspects of your life, because it's all part of one big picture,
Yeah, and the buyer agent is so important. I mean, people, I think, don't always realize how important it is to have someone on their side looking at the valuation. The listing agent works for the person you're trying to buy the home from. So they're not necessarily going to have your best interest at heart. So working with the buyer agent, just the value there, I think, is extremely high with having a good buyer agent who can help you understand the valuation. They've done it over and over and over. They know how to craft the responses. They know how to ask you the questions that will uncover the things that are important to you in making the property purchase. So I think the buyer's agent is super important, and make sure it's someone you're comfortable with, that listens to you and has your best interest at heart. And they're out there. It's not all of them. So you have to uncover them. You have to find them. But there are some really great buyer agents out there that we know from working in the areas that we do. We have great referrals for people when they're looking for it. And I just can't say enough good things about having a good buyer agent.